Welcome to Sports Shorts Daily. Ronnie Rants alongside Tommy Krysan, TK over at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood in Baton Rouge. I'm in an undisclosed location presented by Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. And as always, our presenting sponsor is LeBear's Casino. LeBear's Casino Edge Lounge, open for entertainment Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. No better date night place to go watch live music than the Edge Lounge on Fridays and Saturdays. They play from 10 to 1 o'clock, and beautiful place right on the casino floor at LeBear's Casino. A lot to get to today with Tommy and I on this Ash Wednesday edition of Sports Shorts. Yesterday was Mardi Gras. I'm sure TK was on the parade route with face paint, just getting tons of beads. Right, Tommy?
Yeah, I was. I was on the sofa most of the day doing nothing, okay? I was as close to it as back in the day, you couldn't get me away from Mardi Gras. And by the way, it's Valentine's Day, so hopefully anybody's got to do something with that today. It's already taken care of it. Or they will have crawfish here at Tremonti's, and they got heart-shaped ribeyes. You can come in here and buy the heart-shaped ribeye. I'm serious. They posted on their Facebook page, heart-shaped ribeyes for Valentine's Day.
Nice. When did you become over Mardi Gras? Like, at what point in your life were you were down there, you were in the heat of the battle of Mardi Gras? Till what point in your life were you like, I'm good?
Probably 15 years ago or so.
Okay.
Again, you couldn't get me away from it for many, many years. And I think the last time I went, well, actually a little less than 15, went to Mardi Gras, did the Bourbon Street thing, the Endymion, the Bacchus, the whole bit, probably 10, 12 years ago. And I'm not saying I'd never go again, but I'd have to have like the balcony, where I parked in the garage. And
VIP, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to be, 40 people deep. I'm not going to be guy number 22. I ain't doing that anymore.
It was a beautiful day. Sunny. It was a gorgeous day for Mardi Gras. I had a chance to be down in Big Easy. Walked around Frenchman Street, the quarter. I did the whole quarter. At one point, I did a little bourbon eat, feel of it. It wasn't crazy packed. It was busy, but it wasn't like crazy packed. I didn't ever feel like, I think like Royal Street and all the other side streets and Frenchman and all those other places are getting more love than they used to. Everybody used to be just Canal, just bourbon, but everything's a little more spread out. And it was a beautiful day, a lot of fun.
Now I've heard a lot of positive feedback about the Shenandoah Parade. And Gordy Rush was he the king or the Grand Marshal?
King, he was king.
King, okay.
First year for the Shenandoah Neighborhood Parade in Baton Rouge. That was Monday night.
And I heard it was fantastic. People loved it. And now that's something I would think about going to next year. But it was kind of, first year thing. I heard a lot of people tell me it was fantastic. Families had fun, kids had fun, adults had fun. So that could be something I could look at next year.
Of course, the Baton Rouge Rougarou were in the house. They rode on Gordy's King float. We had our Roo mascot, some of our staff and everybody there had a great time. And Roo was busy, man. He was at Spanish Town on Saturday. We were, of course, Road and Crew of Orion. The Baton Rouge Rougarou. And by the way, got a couple of Rougarou shout-outs walking around yesterday in the French Quarter. Had the Rougarou satin jacket on. Had a couple people I didn't know, at different points of time. How about go Rougarou, whatever. I thought that was cool.
Did you hear about Hunter's mother and father were in Vegas for the Super Bowl? They didn't go to the Super Bowl. And they were sitting chatting with some people from Houston. And they told them they were from Baton Rouge. And the person from Houston said, the Baton Rouge Rougarou, while sitting at a dinner table in Vegas. So it's happening. Ronnie, how much a week does it cost you to feed Roo?
Only when he works.
No, like you said, he's been very busy, and that's great. And I'm looking for. I got my Rougarou shirt on today. One of them. I have several, and I'm ready for May 30th, and then 24 home dates in June and July. Counting that May 30th, I'm ready for it, and hopefully, I think I'm feeling good things about it. And of course, brrougarou.com for tickets. Go get some tickets. Get you a jersey. Get you some merchandise, whatever you want to do at brrougarou.com.
I'll open 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 2 o'clock on Monday. We'll talk plenty about Friday on line up and talk about what we go. Press conference today from Jay Johnson at 3 o'clock, where I'm sure he'll talk about as far as who's in, surefire, things like that. And we'll have some reaction to the preseason scrimmage. That'll be coming up on Friday Sports Shorts Daily. But I'm glad that LSU has decided to go with the day game the first couple of weeks. I think that's a good thing. I think, look, you know, it's too big of a risk to hope that it's going to be 50 degrees or warmer on a Friday night in February in Baton Rouge when you can at least go ahead and play it during the day, and there's a much better chance that weather's going to be at least in the 50s, and that's what LSU baseball's doing.
Yeah, no question about that. Everybody talks about, hey, I can't wait to go to baseball. Hopefully it's not cold. That becomes a prevalent thing in February and even into March. So I agree with you. And look, people are going to go to the LSU game, whether it's at 2 o'clock or 7 o'clock. So why not go play at 2 o'clock? Now, I think Central Arkansas and VMI are playing at night, at least a couple of those nights, which is free baseball if somebody wants to go. But no, this is a plan behind this, a reason for this, and maybe those pitchers who are pretty much all going to be on a pitch count. Well, if the temperature's a little warmer, that pitch count could be just a little bit higher than if it's cold and windy and all that stuff. Plus, it's tough on the hitters, the hands. I mean, it's. I think it's a great idea. And you know what? LSU baseball can do that because they're the powerhouse. They won the College World Series last year. They're ranked number 2 in some polls, but 3rd in the SEC. Go figure that. That's how good the SEC is.
The high.
Your mic's going in and out, Ron, a little bit. Your audio we're having trouble with it. If you want to try to pop in and out, I can do a Tremonti's while you pop in and out.
Hear me now?
Yeah, I got you there. Yeah, it was like stuttering.
Okay. So on Friday and Monday, the temperature, the high is going to be 68 in Baton Rouge. So when you're playing a 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock game, you're going to be playing the warmest time of the day. So the temperatures are going to be in the mid 60s, late 60s, whereas the low is 48 to 50. So, but if you started a game after sundown, your chances are temperatures are going to be in the 50s. So it's a 10-degree at least difference, if not more than that. And so it makes all the sense in the world. I'm glad they're doing it, especially in February. We'll talk plenty of LSU baseball, potential lineup, my thoughts on it going weekend, although LSU baseball, especially from a pitching standpoint, that thing will get tossed and turned. The 114 is going to change a lot over the first couple of months of that. They've got a lot of talent. Injuries are an issue. Experience is an issue. The lights come on. Some guys perform better than others. But they have the talent 1 through 14. So you don't get locked in on what you see the first couple of weeks. It will change a lot over, and even some of the names you do last year may not play as vital a role this
year. And the other thing I would tell the fans: don't overreact to the good and the bad. Let's say some pitcher, goes 3 innings and doesn't allow but 1 hit, doesn't walk anybody. You can't read too much into that. Just like if a pitcher gets ripped or somebody goes 0 for 4 at the plate. Todd Walker always says the reason it's called a batting average is because over time it's how you do, not on a Friday, not how you do on a particular weekend, all of that. But baseball people love to dive into the numbers. It's a game driven by statistics. But no, so don't overreact. LSU is going to be just fine. They'll be in the hunt come SEC time, tournament time. They can be in the postseason. Don't worry and trust Jay Johnson.
The main thing that I want to see, because all of these have fantastic arms. Yeah, they all throw the ball harder than I did, harder than most guys have done at LSU in the past. Can they command the strike zone with 2 pitches? Like that's all that I am interested in the first at least month plus of the season. Is they all throw hard, they're all big, they're all impressive. Can they command the zone? When they get to 2 balls and 2 strikes, can they throw a strike and make sure they don't get to a full count? That's the key to success. And can you do it with 2 pitches? That's the key to having success in the SEC. So that's what I'll be looking at. The Pelicans are at home tonight. They got to get a win tonight, right? They're a 12.5 point, a 12.5 point favorite over the Wizards at home tonight. Pels need a win. They should get one. The question is, if you're a gambler, will they cover or not?
Yeah, Washington Wizards are one of the worst teams in the NBA. Their record's 9-44. That's not good. So Pelicans absolutely got to get the win. You can worry about covering. If you like to bet on the game or you want to go to the sports book out of LeBare's, you can worry about the line there. But the Pelicans really should win and need to win tonight.
Speaking of needing to win, LSU basketball, my goodness. They lost 82-80 last night to the Florida Gators on the road. You think, oh, okay, not bad. They were a 10-point dog. They covered, yeah. They were down 20 in the second half, and they end up missing a shot at the buzzer to tie it. What's your reaction right now with LSU basketball, men's?
It's streaky, they play a good 4 or 5 minute stretch and then they're terrible. They battled back last night, tied Florida. I was watching the game, I couldn't hear it. I was just watching it, and they battled back. They hit some shots, they got some stops, but then at the end they made a couple bad mistakes, bad turnovers, and just didn't get it done. But they had that one that close to winning a game on the road against a decent Florida team. But Florida survived, as they say, and Florida found a way to win it. LSU didn't. Now they got to go on the road to South Carolina. Probably staying on the road. They're going to jump over there for a Saturday game. Now I guess they come back. But so that my take on that team is inconsistent. Look really good at spurts. Look really bad in spurts, and that doesn't yield a lot of wins because the bad spurts are going to cost you at home and on the road. And again, when you battle back from 20 down to tie it, you got to find a way to win that one. It's like we always talk about baseball. You got that 2-run lead in the 8th or 9th. You got to find a way to win it, save it, get it done. LSU basketball, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to get a good read on them.
The lot's been made about the shot. Was LSU fouled on the last second shot? Look, LSU missed the 3-footer, 4-footer with nobody in his face and got the rebound, went up.
He shot an air ball. Shot an air ball, too.
I thought he hit the front rim because the ball came back, but barely touched the rim. Look, you hardly ever get a foul call with a half a second left or something like that. It's a mad
on the road.
Yeah, especially on the road. It just doesn't happen. I don't have a problem with how it was officiated there at the end. I give LSU credit. They seem to, they came from behind from down 20 on the road to get to a point where they had one tie in a minute. Give them kudos for that. But it seems like bad starts are just a common theme. I don't know what they got to do. Got to change up their pregame meal routine, whatever. But they just come out the gates real slow. I don't know what the deal is. But look, LSU men's basketball, if they can get one more win, is going to beat the over/under for the season in Vegas. 4.5 was the number of wins in the SEC. They're already at 4, and so we'll see what happens. But it's now women, different story. The women were all excited because they were down 10. Alabama came back and had a big, blew them out, had a huge victory, but concerning that they were down 10 at home. Alabama gave up 41 points, or 42 points, whatever they did in the first half. That's crazy. But they're on the road when? Monday night?
Monday night at Texas A&M.
They don't play again.
That'll be not till Monday the 19th, so they still got some time off.
Kind of get right.
Yeah.
And they played like 5 people minutes, five or 6 people off the bench. They played some minutes. So maybe they're trying to develop a little bit of a bench and see if they can use this practice week to send a message to some of the starters and hopefully get some people in the mix a little bit so they can get the rest of things done. It'll be senior night next time home. I know that's coming up. Let's see. Some big side of the Super Bowl that happened, an interesting conversation you and I were having off air, and I want to talk about it on air because we may have overlooked it a little bit the other day when we were talking about it. The game in the Super Bowl went to overtime, and there was a lot of discussion about why did the 49ers take the ball first? Why did they not take the ball second? Because of the new overtime rules, which were passed last year. There's some things that came out this week out of the San Francisco 49ers camp I'll let you talk about. And that it's kind of interesting that may or may not have played a factor in their loss.
A lot of players said they didn't know the overtime rules. The new rules that went in after the Bills and Chiefs game went overtime, and Josh Allen and the Bills didn't get the ball in overtime. They immediately changed that rule. And, a lot of people say it doesn't matter if the players didn't know it as long as Shanahan knew it and had a plan for it, and apparently he did. I ain't never been in an NFL locker room. I don't know. Somebody made a comment. You go to the NFL locker room week 3 and you ask 20 players who do they play in week 5, and they don't know. They might have an idea, they think, but they're not sure. Because there's other things more important than an NFL player trying to win the game that's next on the schedule. Okay, and so I don't know. I guess every team's going to know the rules going forward. That might be the silver lining here. And next year, the 2 weeks to prepare for the Super Bowl, whatever two teams are, okay, guys, let's listen up. Hey, put the phones down. We got to tell you how overtime's going to go if, in fact, that happens. But, so I think it's an advantage. I think it's an advantage to know the rules, okay?
It seemed like that it was a different mindset. Mahomes said that the Chiefs made the decision prior to the Super Bowl that if it was if the 49ers scored and then they scored, they were going to go for 2. So we knew that the Chiefs talked about it. They discussed it as an organization, as a team. Hey, we're going for 2. If we're in an overtime situation and we got one play to win it all, we're taking that play. Okay. They had a plan. The 49ers, and I'm not saying they didn't talk about it internally, but maybe they didn't make a. Here's the big point of this whole thing. Did it make a difference if Brock Purdy is fully aware, if it's a conversation piece, all right, we could take the ball second, but we're taking the ball first because we believe in our offense, and you, Brock, because of this. Were they conscious of it when they're driving that ball down the field that, hey, guys, we got to score a touchdown, not just a field goal. We got to get a touchdown because, because we got to put pressure on them, et cetera. Or were they all thinking, hey, we go down, we get a field goal, our defense makes a stop, we win, I don't know. I think it's a different mindset. And then the biggest thing is some of the players for the 49ers were not necessarily conscious and aware that, hey, if the clock runs down at the end of overtime, all you do is take the ball on the other end of the field as if you're going from the first quarter to the second quarter, not reset, coin toss, see who gets the ball, start all over like a second overtime like the old rules were. And then maybe, the Chiefs are in that kind of hurry-up mode. They want to hurry up and get the score, and they're thinking, hey, the clock's going to run out. Like, there's a lot going on here that may have made a difference at the end of that game.
Now, here's another major thing, right? What I'm about to say is major with regard to having the ball second versus first, okay? If you have the ball second, you got 4 downs to move the sticks, not 3, okay? So, Chiefs are down 3, okay? They got 4 downs to, get it into field goal position, not 3. And that is important in the NFL. So, so again, I really believe that if Shanahan could do it over, he'd have been on defense instead of taking the ball. But that's just me. I don't know. I mean, he's got 800 people on his staff that probably said, hey, if we get to overtime, we win the toss, we're going to take the ball. But the biggest thing that got pointed out that I saw was if you got the ball second, you got 4 downs to get that first and keep going to whether you need that field goal or that touchdown to win the game. I was like, so Mahomes is sitting there saying, okay, we're down 3 points. We got 4 downs to each set of series to go down the field and either tie this thing or win it. That's a big difference in the NFL.
Look,
they're not gonna punt on 4th down.
And in college football, if you win the toss, you're always. This set the mindset of what overtime in the postseason looks like, and I think 99.9% of coaches are going to take the ball second if you win the toss. For all the reasons you talked about. You know what's at stake. You know what you need to do. Do we just need a field goal? Do we need a touchdown? Do we go for two if we get the touchdown? Do we kick the extra point? Got to go for it on fourth down because they scored something, either a field goal or a touchdown, and we can't. We got to keep it. It makes all the sense in the world for you to go second. And maybe it took this to show the way. I don't know if Shanahan would ever be honest and ever admit, I didn't really think about it that much, or I was kind of in my old overtime mindset. I'd love to know. I'd love to know the E. Hollywood true story behind the scenes, of if the 49 coaching staff screwed up or what their reasoning was behind it. But we know that a number of the players for the 49ers have already said, we didn't realize there was a difference. And that's big. Clearly they didn't.
And that's on the coaching staff.
Feel about it.
That's on the coaching staff because the old saying goes, hey, and I got my nephew, the head coach at Covenant High, telling this every year. I say, Greg, just remember, it's not what you know is not important. What your players know is important. So that falls on the 49ers. If the players didn't know, that's on the coaching staff. Now, they'll never make that mistake again, ever. Okay? I mean, they're going to know overtime rules for preseason, which is, I guess they let it into the tie now. But, regular season, playoff, Super Bowl, the rules will get covered. That's the silver lining on this.
All right, TK, we'll be back on Friday. A lot of LSU baseball talk. We'll talk about the lineup open today. Remember, 2 o'clock first pitch for baseball on Friday. They're going to have like a little fan fest with inflatables, some autograph sections, whatnot outside the state on Friday. So, play. We're all off this week. We will be back on Friday. Tommy, tell us about Tremonti's one more time with those heart-shaped ribeyes.
Heart-shaped ribeyes. They got crawfish available today. Price is coming down. Crawfish numbers are going up a little bit. Talked with Mike earlier. All the wine and liquor you need. Got a last-minute Valentine's gift. They got wine. They got liquor. They got ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, and heart-shaped ribeyes. I'm serious. Come on in and get you one.
For all the
Ronnie, your audio has been really rough today. All right, that's Ronnie Rance again. We'll get that cleaned up for Friday. Hey, like and share this show. Appreciate you doing that. That helps everybody involved. On behalf of everybody here at Tremonti's and Ronnie Rance, I'm Tommy Christ, Sam. Happy Valentine's Day. Have a good one.